I'm Martina.
I'm David.
Welcome to Shelf Help Gaming.
And we have a lot of Marvel United.
Alright, so we are big fans of a game called Marvel United. It's one of our favorite games to play together, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is our son, Jacob.
We play with our friends and our cousins and our aunts.
Yeah.
And anyone who will let us play, huh?
Yep.
Yes.
So we just barely got season 3 of Marvel United. We have the first 2 seasons here behind us in boxes and boxes.
And boxes.
And there's more boxes, but I've consolidated them into to these ones here. But we got a whole bunch more that I'm going to have to try and consolidate and figure out some way to store this on ourselves because we're running out of space. So this is season 3 of Marvel United, the Multiverse. They had a lot of characters. This is the base box of the Multiverse, and we're not going to open all the boxes because that would take far too much time. But we'll open the base box and some of the other boxes that we're excited about and show you what's in them. So, if you're not familiar with Marvel United, it is a cooperative game in which you are playing together as certain heroes in the Marvel Universe against certain villains. On this box, on the back, we've got 3 villains. Maestro, which is like an alternate version of Hulk in some other alternate world. Emperor Doom, which is another version of Doctor Doom, and Immortus, which is another one of Kang the Conqueror's variants. And then you also have a Cosmic Ghost Rider. He's an anti-hero, so you can play him as a villain or a hero, and then a slew of heroes from other dimensions. I'm not super excited about anyone in particular in this core box, except maybe Spider-Man 2099. There's a newer version of him with the cape, which looks pretty cool.
Mighty Thor looks cute.
But yeah, you got Mighty Thor, aka Lady Thor. I don't know why they call her Mighty Thor, because all of the Thors are Mighty Thors. Yeah. And then there's Black Panther, Shuri, Ironheart, Loki as a hero, and Captain Carter, which is an alternate version if Peggy Carter became Captain America. So here you've got lots of different locations in here. I'm not going to open this up. And you'll have these villain dashboards. So there you've got Immortus. He's got some special rules. And if you're playing in super villain mode, where one of the players is playing a villain, the heroes get a little boost. And then there's the other side to show you his effects. I'm not going to go over how the whole game plays, but there's Emperor Doom. And then there's the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Oh, I like the art on Ghost Rider.
There's Maestro. Okay, so you can play against any one of these villains and be these heroes. So here we have these artworks for all of these heroes, and there's really awesome art across all of them. There's Spider-Man 2099. But see, it's a very simple game. You have these symbols at the bottom, and you play them and do certain things, rescuing civilians, beating up thugs, doing these, clearing these threats on the board that the villains are doing until you can beat up the villain. One thing that this season adds that hasn't been in the previous editions of Marvel United is
some teeny tiny cards.
Teeny tiny cards. These are equipment cards. So some of the heroes now have equipment that you can use with the heroes as well to make them a little bit more unique. Because that's one of the things about Marvel United. The villains are very different, and they play very different rules and everything, and they're really fun. But a lot of the heroes are very similar. So they gave them some of the heroes some equipment, and there's some from previous campaigns. They updated, so we already have Wasp in the game, but now they have Wasp and Mjolnir for Thor. And they got some for Star-Lord and Spider People, Magneto's helmet, Iron Man, a whole bunch of previous equipment from previous versions of the game. Here's the equipment for the heroes that come in this game. It's Captain Carter, Ghost Rider, Mjolnir, and here's some generic equipment that you can put in any other hero, and they can just use those instead. So that's pretty cool. They actually came out with a Spider-Geddon box, which we have right here, and that has the equipment in it too, and we played around with that a little bit, and that's lots of fun. So anyways, that's the base box of the Multiverse. Marvel United. Anyone in here in particular you're excited to play? Hero or villain? Who looks cool?
Kind of.
Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah, that's the hero version of Loki.
Nice.
So,
Like his swords, they're daggers.
no daggers.
Dude,
All right.
daggers.
So let's move on.
Look at his tiny boots.
They have several different base boxes now. They have a regular Avengers one. They have an X-Men. They've got the Spider-Geddon, has a whole bunch of spider people, and then the Multiverse one. I think my favorite out of all those is the Spider-Geddon, and the X-Men box is also really good too. But the thing I'm mostly excited about is a lot of these expansions. So what do you want to do first? You want to go straight for the favorite one that we're looking forward to?
Let's start small.
Start smaller, okay.
Start small.
So like I said, we're not going to open.
To the big.
We're not going to open all these boxes, but here we've got Secret Invasion. So there's the box art there. Here on the box we've got Ronan, we've got Nick Fury Sr., the original version of Nick Fury from the comics, Quake, Maria Hill, and then you can fight against the Skrulls, and then the Queen of the Skrulls. I don't know how to pronounce her name. So that was pretty cool. Then we've got World War Hulk. I'll show you the box art on that one. And that one has some heroes and a couple anti-heroes. Basically, it's got, I'm excited for the Gladiator Hulk. That's from a little bit adapted in Thor Ragnarok. That was fun. And then the Iron Man Hulkbuster outfit, which is pretty cool. So that was pretty cool.
Sentry is pretty cool.
Okay.
Reminds me of Syndrome.
Yeah. Syndrome, yeah. Then there's another one, Annihilation. I don't know a whole lot about anybody in this box. There's the Annihilation box art. The main villain here is Annihilus. I know he fought the Fantastic Four before he first showed up, and then a bunch of other ones. There's another version of Nova that people are asking for. And then Quasar, Moondragon, and Phyla-Vell. Don't know anything about those. Then we've got The War of Kings, which is the Immortals, which was a terrible movie. So I don't know a whole lot about these guys, but there's a whole bunch of heroes there. Medusa and Crystal's sculpts look pretty cool. And then there's Vulcan you can play against, and then Gladiator's an anti-hero, can be a hero or a villain. So the next box is Age of Apocalypse, which is another highly rated comic run that I haven't read yet. I really want to get to it, but I want to get the omnibus, and it's all out of stock. But it's we got another version of Apocalypse here. We already had Apocalypse in the game with his 4 horsemen. This is another different version of Apocalypse. It also comes with Nemesis. He's got a really cool sculpt with a transparent helmet there. And then Dark Beast, when Beast went evil. And then we've got Morph, he's pretty cool from the animated TV show. And then Magneto is actually a hero in here after Professor Xavier gets killed. So that would be interesting to go through. Coming up towards the end of it, Jake, then we'll get to the good one, right? This next one is Civil War. So this is an interesting box because it has just a bunch of heroes in it, and they've got a huge Goliath miniature. It's not really mini anymore. And then I'm excited for Iron Spider, and then they have updated versions of Iron Man and Captain America that I'm excited to dive into. But this is one that I do want to open because I'm curious to see how they got that big Goliath miniature in here, or if it's in the expansion box. Or maybe it comes disassembled. So we'll open this one up real quick just because I'm curious, okay? But this one's cool because there's no villains in it. It has a mode where you can fight heroes against heroes in a team battle. Just like in Civil War.
The movie.
Just like the movie.
Just like
Oh,
the
okay.
movie.
Good. So, there we go. There's Goliath, and we'll put him right up next to Captain America and show you there. So he is bigger, but not nearly as big as I was worrying he would be. Let's compare him to, there he is against the Sentinel. So a little bit shorter than the Sentinel. So that's fine. I was worried he was going to be way too big. But that would be fun. And we got a new version of Iron Man here with a little blast coming out of his arm there. That's pretty cool. And then Captain America is really cool how they have him throwing that shield. It's pretty cool. And then they've got updated Iron Spider. All right, moving on. Okay, you want to do Galactus or Carnage next?
Galactus.
Galactus, okay. Now we got a big one. This is the Coming of Galactus. So, in here is going to be the biggest miniature that they've ever made for Marvel United. And I'm really excited for this one because Galactus is super fun. And in this mode...
I will eat your planet!
Yeah. So let's take a look at that cool box art there. And on the back, so we've got Galactus, and then we've got his 4 heralds, Nova, Firelord, Terrax, and Airwalker. And they have cards in here so you can swap any of these out and put Silver Surfer, which is already in the game, as one of his heralds, or any other hero you can actually put in to be one of Galactus' heralds. So here we have a dashboard to play the Heralds of Galactus. It's like a pre-game. You can fight before you get to Galactus. And then there's the dashboard for Galactus himself. Here we've got Airwalker. And we've got Terrax. Here's his dashboard real quick. Nova. And Firelord. So there's those. Got a bunch more locations. But these ones are interesting that they're just parts of the world. So we've got Asia, we've got Africa, we've got Europe, South America, North America, and Oceania. So you kind of put them around and it makes a whole globe. And Galactus is so big that he just, oh goodness, it says this is all coming out together. Okay. Bear with us a moment.
This is so...
Okay, help me get the tape off. Help me get this tape off. All right. There he is. There is Galactus. Let's get a good look at him. I know the lighting is not super great for the above top-down cam, but there's Galactus. And so he'll just sit on his dashboard right here with all these locations around the board, and then he'll just point to face whatever location he's facing and annihilate that part of the earth or whatever. And so there's no, you can't beat Galactus, right? You can't kill him. So the object of the game just is to wear out the clock and do a whole bunch of missions to deter him and convince him not to consume the earth. So that's awesome.
Does he want to destroy it, or does he want to eat it?
He wants to eat it. He eats worlds, consumes them.
So that he gets more power, or does it taste good?
That I don't know. Well, you'd have to ask him.
He's
And again,
dead.
here's a comparison of Galactus against these Sentinels. These Sentinels are so big, you can put one of these miniatures in their hands, and then Galactus just dwarfs them all. Here it is, bud.
It's the good part.
This is the one that I'm the most excited about. This is Maximum Carnage. Basically,
we've been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah. So there's tons of different villains that you can fight against in Marvel United, and the very best mode, most people agree, is the Sinister Six mode. From the very first campaign, where you fight against multiple villains, 6 villains from Spider-Man all at the same time, and it's really fun. You can fight them separately, or you can fight them in the Sinister Six mode. So what this is another Sinister Six mode. Here's that beautiful box art right there, Maximum Carnage. And here you can fight against Morbius, Doppelganger, Demogoblin, Sheik, Scream, and Scorpion, all together or separate if you want. And then they also have Dark Carnage, or it's a challenge version of Carnage that you can throw into any game and make the game harder. Essentially, he'll be there messing things up in the background, and if you don't do enough to thwart him, he will take over the villain you're fighting, and he'll be the villain you're fighting instead. So this is really awesome. I'm super excited for it. And for some reason, the original Sinister Six was a Kickstarter exclusive. This version is not a Kickstarter exclusive. However, what is a Kickstarter exclusive is this, what they're calling the Sinister Six Assembled mode. So what this is instead of fighting the original Sinister Six or this version of Sinister Six, there's the dashboard there for the new Sinister Six. You have these little punch boards, and you can swap out any Spider-Man villain that they have in the game and make your own little dashboards. So you can fight Venom and Morlun and Spot and Carnage and Green Goblin, and they have them for all of the Spider-Man villains that have been released in the game, and I'm super excited for it. So there's that.
This is gonna be really challenging.
There's the original ones. There's some from the Kickstarter here.
We could make like the impossible game.
Yeah.
Like
we
add
can make it really hard.
all the dark Carnage / challenge Carnage combined with the Sinister Six.
That would be really hard.
With like the hardest villains that we've never fought.
Yeah. All right, so let's show you some of these miniatures. There's Demogoblin is awesome, Fire Glider, and Doppelganger right here. Multi-armed spider monster. There's Scorpion that wasn't in the game previously. And we've got Scream and Sheik to play against. And then we've got Morbius, the living vampire. He's an anti-hero, so we can play him as a villain in Sinister Six mode or as a hero. And finally, we've got Dark Carnage, or the Challenge Carnage. Look at that awesome, crazy miniature. It's going to be really fun to play with and maybe paint when I eventually get around to it. It also has this random dice. First time they have a dice in Marvel United. You roll it and crazy stuff happens. Okay, let's have a look at some of these villain dashboards here. This is the Challenge Carnage, Dark Carnage. There's a lot of text on there. Again, you can throw this into any game and play Dark Carnage along with whatever villain you're playing. And then at some point he will just consume the other villain and become the main villain. There's Morbius. Sheik. Or Shriek. I think I've been saying Sheik the whole time. Scream. Scorpion, and Demogoblin and Doppelganger that you can fight together. Or you can fight them all together in new Sinister Six mode. Or mix and match. Anything else from any of these other Spider-Man villains. I'm super excited to dive into this. You've been really looking forward to Challenge Carnage, huh?
Yes.
Every single time we get a new game in the mail, he's like, "Is it Challenge Carnage?" It's been so long waiting for this, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all the main expansion boxes, but Simon being Simon, they have this huge big box, biggest they've ever had before, of all of these stretch goal characters that they've unlocked through the campaign. Let's take a look at everything on there. Just chock full. Got big giant miniatures from Stature and Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. You've got the Wrecking Crew over here with Wrecker, Thunderball, Pile Driver, Bulldozer, Absorbing Man, I'm super excited about, Abomination, Crossbones and Claw, I couldn't believe wasn't in Marvel United already. Purple Man, aka Killgrave, I'm super excited to do him. Shocker, Chameleon, Lizard, Hobgoblin, of course. Classic Spider-Man villains that we're missing. Super excited to dive into those. Knoll, he's the symbiote god. There's Gore the God Butcher. Mole Man is the first villain that the Fantastic Four ever faced. And there's just a whole bunch of other ones. Anti-heroes here I'm excited about. Red Hulk. And there's Elsa Bloodstone, Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, Wong. Just super. Oh, we finally got the Johnny Blaze version of Ghost Rider. So I'm super excited to dive into this. We'll just crack it open real quick and take a look at some of these miniatures, okay? All right, so let's open this big old thing. Oh my goodness. So here's another team mode. You can play against the Wrecking Crew. And then they've got a big bunch of miniatures here. And then you've got a bunch of cards for all the decks, all the villains. We're not going to get into all that. Let's take a quick look at some of these miniatures. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of them. Look at those. There's Knoll. There's Knoll right there. It's pretty cool. Here's Agent Venom. Hobgoblin looks pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Who from there looks cool? We've got Dak in here. He's Wolverine's son. Anti-hero you can play. Not familiar with all these. I know some of their names. Chamber. There's Red Hulk. He looks really cool. Be fun to play. Here's the other big ones. There's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur and Stature. They're also really big. There's the Sentinel. So not quite as big as the Sentinels. A little bit smaller. But there they are.
Marvel United has a pretty good amount of big characters, but
yeah,
like there's a lot of like the lowest level of big, and then there's like 3 bigger ones, and then
yep,
3, and then like 1 more bigger one.
yeah. I'm glad they didn't go too big with this. Some of their other games, Cthulhu Death May Die and Marvel Zombies, they have a huge giant Galactus that's this tall and a giant Cthulhu that you can actually play on, put your miniatures on and stuff. That's too much. So, give you a look at 2 more here. So there's Man-Thing or Swamp-Thing. I never remember which one is Marvel, which one's DC. And look at that cool miniature for Johnny Blaze version of Ghost Rider. That's really cool. Almost done. I have a couple more little extras. I also released this guy, Fing Fang Foom. He's a big dragon. He's pretty cool. I believe this is the only miniature that comes unassembled. They couldn't fit his wings all together in here. Another Kickstarter exclusive.
It must be big.
Yeah. Oh, I got another. You get those.
Flap, flap, flap. Bing, bang, boom.
All right, put his wings on there. See if you can get that.
I didn't know that you had to assemble Marvel characters.
Yeah. Right, so there's Fing Fang Foom. It's about the same size as the Sentinels there. A lot wider though. So there's Fin Fang Foom. So that was his villain dashboard. And here it comes with a special location just for Fin Fang Foom when he sleeps. And it's a challenge card too. So it looks like you can put Fin Fang Foom in another game and have him awaken. So he's got cards. He's got dormant and awake cards. So I'm not sure how that works. But that'll be interesting. I'll have to read the rules and see how to incorporate him because he looks fun too. So,
you have a lot of rules to read.
Yep, I sure do. Almost done. Get that off there. There's so much, guys. This is ridiculous. All right, so they also have a little expansion character. This is Iron Lad, who is another incarnation of, what's his name? Kang the Conqueror, but he's a hero. I'm not going to show you everything there, but there he is in there.
Why do you have
and
to
he's got his cards.
buy individual characters?
This is, you can't buy this separately. This is only Kickstarter exclusive. So you can only get this guy along with a lot of these other ones if you bought the Kickstarter. And we also have this little box. Pet Companions. And so now you can have little Marvel pets that can assist you and give you extra bonus actions. So there's that art there. I'm not going to open it all, but you got Alligator Loki, and you've got Throg, the Frog of Thunder, Thor guy. It also comes with versions so you can play with Lockheed, who's Kitty Pryde's imaginary psychic dragon thingy, and he can be a pet companion. You can go around and play with those on the board as well. They also released, we're not going to open these, but team decks. So if you play characters that go together, like the Avengers or the X-Men or the Spider Army or the X-Force or whatever else, Guardians of the Galaxy, you can have these other cards that gives you bonus actions and more synergy if you use characters that go together. So that's kind of cool.
What's synergy?
Synergy means things that go together.
Oh.
This is a little something I'm super excited about. We're almost done here. This is the last gameplay related item. These are the campaign decks. So they released several campaigns of games that you can play in Marvel United back to back, and you can unlock different characters and get different rewards. And I was hoping these were all going to be separate, but they're not, and these cards are huge. I thought they would be the same size as the other ones. These look like tarot size cards or something. So let's break this open real quick and we're going to take a look. So I don't want to go through all these cards for spoiler reasons, but you have tons of different events and different games that you go through in a series of campaigns, and it shows here in the rule book what you need for each of these campaigns. You'll need these boxes and these heroes to play that campaign. And you go through, they have 8 campaigns here: the Age of Apocalypse, Age of Ultron, Avengers vs. X-Men, Dark Phoenix Saga, Maximum Carnage, which I think will be the first one that we'll probably try out, War of Kings, World War Hulk, and Executioner Song. So this will be super fun to dive into. And last but not least, we got a new playmat. Now we have the playmat for the first season of Marvel United, and that was just printed on one side. It had all the locations, the 6 locations in a circle in the middle, and the ones on the opposite side are opposite from you, which it's fine. It's really good to keep everything organized. But here is a new double-sided one. They came out with one in the X-Men campaign.
It has the same thing, but on the other side it's...
Yeah, so this is more or less the same layout as the original one, in a nice color. You got your villain dashboard here. I
love the color.
Yeah, and then you got your locations around here and all the villain threats.
And you play your cards around
over them, and you play your cards around the edge. So they made this one a little bit smaller, so it would fit on other tables. The other ones had space for you to put the cards on the mat. These ones just, you can put them on the edge there. But on this side, which is what I'm super excited for, it's a lot better for for when we play, because usually you and I sit on the same side of the table, so you got all the locations facing you, nothing's upside down, and then you got the villain dashboard up there. So this is a nicer layout, and I really like this color as opposed to the X-Men one. All right, so that's everything in the Marvel United Multiverse Season 3 campaign. We're really excited to dive in, and Simon just announced that they are making a new version of the United game, this time in the DC universe. So it's going to be DC Superheroes United, and that's launching probably by the time I post it. It's already launched, but when we're filming it, it's going to be launching in 2 days. And it's going to have Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, and you can fight against the Joker. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah,
so
it's good.
We're excited about that as well. We'll definitely have to do coverage on that as well. So I think we already know, but what are you most excited about in this campaign?
A lot of things, mostly Challenge Carnage.
Mostly Challenge Carnage, yep. That's what he's been going on and on about for months now. It's been months.
Months?
It's been, it's been over a year, that we first got it, but it's been months since I told you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on Shelf Help Gaming.
And remember to help yourself to some games.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hi!
Hello. Oh, I thought we
You gotta
said
say it
hello.
to go. All right, that's fine.
Let's say hello.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hello!
And so in this box, we have, probably should have shown the back of the box first before I opened it.
Well, you have the back of it on a paper even.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot. Bane's there, no. They have those tokens.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, baby.
He's got Loki. All right, you can play with Loki.
Loki!
Oh, careful!
Uh-oh.
It's okay, baby.
Almost had an accident. You need to say, puny God. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Where's this thing you had?
He's eating tokens now.
Great.
Thanks for joining us on Shelf Help Gaming.
You say it louder, like you're excited.